So we're finally going to be having the Love Just Is conversation. And I'm going to record a video tomorrow, probably. That's my plan. But this is more of a show and tell, look at the pictures kind of a situation. The picture that we're seeing right now, that was from this past Wednesday. Today's the 8th, so not this past Wednesday, the Wednesday before that. Before I forget, just what we gonna be seeing is my hair throughout me, breaking it down to the point I had to cut it off, and then how I cut it off and I was still playing around and dye, and then how I cut it off again, and that was what, like 2023, mid 2023 when I cut it off, and I promised myself after I cut it off the second time that I was not going to be dyeing it anymore, and I was not going to be wearing any fake hair anymore. So it's going to be natural hair and wraps, and that's it. And I kept that promise, and I don't intend on ever breaking that promise. I also don't intend on ever straightening my hair because no damage to this one. So anyways, the Love Just Is conversation, I've been scrolling on TikTok a little bit this past week, and it's so much to talk about, but I feel like, this is a good place to start. As I said it before, the only real proof that I haven't said this part, but the only real proof that I have of God's love and presence in my life is myself. Which is why I say that in order to understand where I come from, in order to understand what God has done for me, you have to know the broken version of me. The person that I am today, y'all don't get to see the person that was sitting over here feeling like she wasn't good enough. That person does not exist anymore, and we don't want her back. To see me today, you don't see the blonde, you don't see the blue hair, you don't see when my hair was super short, you don't see all the Sally Beauty orders that I was getting delivered to the door. People didn't see the fact that now the rabbits won't start cutting up. But people didn't see when you're trying to do, braids and stuff in your hair. People did not see, spending 8 hours a day, or maybe, taking the whole weekend to try to put something in your hair. Then it's like, oh my God, I don't like the way I look. So you finna just take it right back out. People didn't see that. People didn't see the dye, dye my hair. I don't like it. I'm dyeing it again the exact same day. I don't like it. It was just a lot. And that's why I say, like, it sucks to see how everybody, when you're talking about love, whether it's with God, whether it's with a personal relationship, how everybody always just so hyper fixated on the physical stuff, and I want the gifts, I want the money, I want this, I want that. You want something that you could post online. It's not possible. When it comes to love, at the capacity that I know it from the root of it, I don't have anything in my life. I don't have anything to prove. I don't have anything to show for God's existence outside of myself. It's in my speech. It's in the way I talk. It's in the way that I think. It's the way that my heart has changed. That's it. I cannot sit over here and put God in the camera and say, hey, everybody, look at him. Nobody can. The trophy, I brought the trophy. I don't have anything in my life to show outside of myself. And that's just what it is. Love just is. And I was saying how I didn't mean to say it, in the last video, but what did I say? Something about how, oh yeah, like, just like I said, people are always so fixated on the physical things, but God is not the type of a person that knows good and well how hurt that we are, how broken that we are, and he just go sit over here and give you all of these things that don't matter and then still leave you broken, knowing good and well what he intends to do with you, aka send you to hell. So what's the point of having all of these things that people are congratulating you for? Congratulations, you have this. Congratulations, you got that. But yet internally, you still miserable. Yet internally, just like looking on social media, it's going to be its own separate video. But looking on TikTok and stuff, One of the hardest things to do in this world, especially right now, especially as a woman, is to love yourself as you are without having to feel like, and I'm not talking about nothing that I don't know. It is hard to love yourself when everybody else is constantly trying to change themselves to reach this level of perfection that does not exist. Everybody all of a sudden want to go get surgery because surgery has now become a lot more accessible. A lot of people are rushing, begging for love. You don't know what you're looking for. Most of us don't. We just going trying to find it in somebody. You go beg for it. A lot of people dropping down on their knees trying to have it. You end up miserable the next 5, 10 years. If some people don't even make it that far. A lot of people feel like life is about being miserable because that's all everybody knows, because a lot of people don't have access to God's knowledge. God willing, I do. And yeah, all of that stuff don't matter if you're miserable at the end of the day. Just like I had talked about it when it comes to me, and how I was saying, like, one of the hardest things for me, like I said, none of the stuff that I'm doing is easy. But it's getting easier. But just like I said, I had a little bit of embarrassment about, everything, because it's not easy having to be so vulnerable and, just being so open and everything, but it just is what it is. But one of the reasons why I look at it in a way to be proud of is because, well, let me say it like this. One of the reasons why I was broken in the first place, before all of the other stuff, one of the biggest problems was I want to be like everybody else. I want to have what everybody else is having. The things that are being posted online. I want the boyfriend. I want to go out. I want to have friends. I want to be a part of the world. It is a lot of love and the fact that God separated me, knowing good and well what He intends to do with the world. It's a lot of love and the fact that God has not allowed my life to start yet, which means, just like how everybody always encouraging people to settle down at a young age. A lot of people, you get married at a young age, you have no idea what you're doing, you end up miserable, you end up divorced, you end up trying to marry somebody else, and a lot of times you're still miserable. The fact that my life has not started yet is very much a blessing, because at 22, 23, 24, 25, even at 26 years old, I did not know what I was doing. It was not about, running the streets and all that other kind of stuff. That was never in my intentions. But at the end of the day, I didn't figure out who I was until now. So anybody would have been a mistake. Just like I was thinking about it before, how, I'm really in the mood. But I was thinking about it before, how I think about a lot of things. But brain fart. I was thinking about how, oh yeah, like a lot of times, we always saying when we young, what we want our life to look like. You want this, you want that, but a lot of times we are not at the proper capacity to make those decisions. Which means, like, you could say all day, like, you want your children to grow up in a 2-parent household. A lot of people, that does not happen. A lot of times, the things that we say that we want, we're not at the capacity mentally to choose those things, especially emotionally. And that's one of the reasons why I do not try to be, like, embarrassed anymore about my past, because, like I said, everything that God did is beneficial to me, and it's going to be beneficial to other people. But just like, I end up with somebody in the future, not rushing it. That's a cake that I'm very slow trying to bake. I'm gonna know what I'm doing. I become a mom. I know exactly what I'm doing. My priorities are in the right place. It's not about social media. It ain't about none of that stuff. Same goes for a husband. A lot of people, I see too much of it online. Again, that's gonna be a face-to-face conversation. But I be seeing it too much online where now it's like, oh, women are going around trying to find a husband. No, ma'am. No, no, no. And it's like we sit over here and we doing all of this driving, trying to find, trying to pray, you begging, you want this, you want that, but you don't even know what you're getting into. And yeah. But when it comes to love, being just is, because I feel like I'm forgetting something. I know I am. Oh yeah, it's also a lot of, like I said, people don't understand that you do not have to be miserable in this life, but you do not find peace trying to serve the world. You do not find peace trying to please everybody else. And that's one of the things that's holding a lot of people back. You too attached to the wrong things. And a lot of people, just like I know it, like I said, ain't nothing that I don't talk about nothing that I don't know. Just like I said that, people letting me go was one of the best things that could have possibly happened to me, because the essence that I am today would not exist otherwise. And this person did not come into existence until certain people had to get up out of my life. And yeah, I'm going to pause and see what else I forgot. Something else that I had wanted to mention is looking on TikTok and stuff. It definitely reminded me of how, when it comes to trying to serve people, I talked about it before, like the whole cheese on the treadmill situation, where it's like there is never a point of satisfaction. There's never a point where you've done well. There's no such thing as you're done, like you did good enough, you could rest. And that's the sad part about it too, because it's like people sitting over here striving for other people's approval. You're looking for somebody's approval who would have never been satisfied with you regardless. I be seeing a lot of people talking about, like, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to spend money on your body, you need to spend money on surgery. Like, everything just so fixated on the wrong things. And it's like, all for what? Social media approval? No. Just like how the whole bottle cap thing, how I said, like, you putting forth more effort into trying to get these things than what you actually getting back in. I've seen people, like, I seen a post that was on Instagram because I had to collect some pictures where, like before and after surgery, because I want y'all to understand exactly what I say, how hard it is to love yourself and to see what everybody else is doing and then look in the mirror and be like, oh, I'm satisfied the way I look. But there was this one thing I seen where somebody was saying, like, beauty is pain, and, like, investing in yourself is worth the pain that you're going to go through with, like, a BBL and stuff. And it's like, no, you're doing all this stuff for what? For somebody to praise you because, oh my God, now you have a big butt. Because now, you go get surgery, you miserable just so you could get a couple of likes on social media. It's ridiculous. And then the sad part about it is a lot of people do these things because it's been convinced that, like, love is going to rest on the other side of so-called beauty. And for most, it's not. And that's all we really going to talk about today. Because like I said, I might record a video tomorrow. That's my plan. But yeah, if so, I see y'all then.